It was 4, almost 5 months. They told me I had shingles. They were saying they were too young. Doctors just told me I was a drug addict looking for pain meds and kicked me out. It got more and more and more painful. There was a tumor under my tongue that I couldn't see. It was just racing apart. I was mad. I didn't know if I was going to live. While I was brushing my teeth, I was like, oh, my tongue kind of hurts. And I, at first, was like, I bite my tongue and looking at it. And I noticed I almost had like a red rash, like a red patch on the side. It was exactly down the right side. I was like, oh, that's weird. She probably made a doctor's appointment. And by the time I got to that doctor's appointment, if I stuck my tongue out, it went to the side. And I was like, oh, that can't be good. And then I started getting insane ear pain, like down inside my ear and here. And I've heard for a lot of people that's one of the big first symptoms. It's like, do I have an ear infection? That's what it feels like. So I went in, actually went for urgent care, and they told me I had shingles, but they were inside my mouth. Oh, that makes sense. So they gave me medication, it didn't get better, it got worse. I went back twice where doctors just told me I was a drug addict looking for pain meds and kicked me out, essentially. And I'm like, no, something is wrong. Look, I had to stick out my tongue. And then finally the doctor was like, oh, you should see a infectious disease doctor because of the rash. She wasn't sure. She did some blood work. Nothing came back. The pain was so bad, I went to the emergency room once as well. And they gave me some pain meds and an IV and sent me home. They didn't do anything. And I'm like, no, something is wrong with me. And they were saying, oh, no, it can't be something bad like cancer. It's too young. And that's just not true. And then finally I saw an ENT doctor, and she poked the side of my tongue, and I literally got up out of the chair and was across the room in pain, just blinding pain. And she was like, we're going to MRI right now. She literally took me on the elevator, walked me downstairs, moved everyone else out of the way, and was like, something's very wrong. So I had an MRI and a CT scan that day. She biopsied me the next week and confirmed that it was cancer. It was 4, almost 5 months. It got more and more and more painful. There was a tumor under my tongue that I couldn't see. And anytime I would try to put food in my mouth, and it was pain would literally radiate up my head, like to my forehead. It was such relief to be like, someone believes me. And she was like, we have to get out of here and go to Indiana University, to IU. She said, there's an oncologist there, Dr. Michael Moore. And if I have cancer, here's the person that we go to. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is, like, we have a plan now. Someone's taking it seriously. So she referred me to Dr. Moore, and he saved my life. He's amazing. He got me in for surgery within 2 weeks, and he was like, I'll do everything I can, and if it weren't for him, I would be dead. When I finally got to surgery, they actually didn't know if I would survive surgery, just because I had dropped so much weight so quickly, and I had no nutrients in my body. It had already gotten to my lymph nodes as well. So I had no idea what was next. I didn't know if I was going to live. And My husband and I had been married for 2 months when I got the news. And the only thing I could think of was, it hasn't been enough time to, like, love him properly. And this can't be the end of it. Like, we just got here. And I feel like with all my friends and my family too, like, that's why I thought at first, like, it just hasn't been enough time to tell all these people how I feel about them. We don't wait anymore to tell people, I care about you, I love you. For me, I was so advanced that I didn't get to make decisions. Decisions were made for me. We will come in on this day and we will have the surgery, and then we will have radiation, and then we will have chemo, and we'll do our best, but we don't know. I had a 12-hour surgery, and that surgery was removing all of my lymph nodes on the right side of my neck here. So they do a neck dissection essentially from here to here, and they go up through that and to remove the tumor, and they remove 70% of my tongue down the right side over, and then they did a tonsillectomy just for precaution. Cancer wasn't there, but it shows up there a lot if it spreads. And then they took tissue from my back here and reconstructed a new tongue for me. They put in a PEG tube in my stomach because I wasn't able to eat. Knowing 70% of my tongue is gone, in the hospital too, they'd be like, make a sound. And I was like, I don't know if I can make a sound. And for that first week, it was just spit and no sound. So there's a while there where you're like, what will normal be like after this? We're just at the mercy of everyone else, and that's an awful, that's a terrible feeling. Especially for me, I'm someone I very much need certainty. I'm kind of a control freak. I want to know what's happening. I want to have a say, and I say this happened to me in life to be like, no, you don't always get that, and you have to learn to sit with it. So sometimes I say that was my life lesson through all of this, is like, you have to slow down and give up some of the control. I actually have an amazing speech therapist at IU. I see her twice a week, and we focus on different things. A lot of people don't realize too, with head and neck cancer, the radiation after effects, like, I can't open all the way. So putting food in your mouth or speaking, or it all requires so much of your facial structure and your tongue and your jaw, and all of that is just you're starting from scratch. So a lot of it is like, I have a lot of tools. I have a step-by-step process to swallow food, because you can't swallow and breathe at the same time anymore. Things that you do on autopilot, that's not how it goes anymore. 33 rounds of radiation, so that's daily for 6 weeks. And then I had 6 rounds of chemotherapy. I did cisplatin, and I did that once a week for 6 weeks. So working with speech therapists and all the therapists there, it's trying to figure out what works for you, what's worked for other people. Some people have like prosthesis to help them. Everyone is different, and then you have to make adjustments. For me, I have to use my face a lot more to speak, so people will understand me. And life revolves around food. And when you can't eat food, you feel left out. You feel like you don't belong. Even social situations are based around food. So, and I'm lucky everyone around me is very accommodating. All my friends don't treat me any differently, but I have to remind them I can't eat that. So, it's just such a work in progress. And it's a millimeter of progress every day. It feels slow, but if you look back on it, you make big strides without realizing. I actually started doing speaking engagements now, and what I focus on a lot is side effects and self-image. Cancer affects everyone. In my support group, there's a lot of older people, but that's not all it is. It's young people as well. I say sometimes I feel like a stranger still when I look in the mirror. There's a lot of scars. You don't look the same. You don't feel the same. Having the energy to do those things is just non-existent. It's a completely different life. A big part of it is the weight loss is huge. I sometimes call the surgery my Frankenstein surgery just because I feel like almost every part of me was touched during that. And another thing people don't realize is the way you speak, people take that as if you're intelligent or not. Or people think that I'm deaf, so they yell at me, and I'm like, I'm not deaf, sorry. So just having to explain yourself all the time, like, this is why I sound this way, this is why I had the big scar, this is why, all these other things. So sometimes it's embarrassing or exhausting to just be like, hey, this is why. Even getting a job is difficult. So people, it's touched every part of my life. And it's not just self-image of surgery, it's self-image of how you used to express yourself, and now that's so different. So it's not just the way you look, it's all of you. So you really have to figure out, like, who am I at my core, and what are the things about me that haven't changed and won't change. So navigating those things helps a lot. I'm still me under here. The people who love you will still love you. Navigating being a newlywed, and now your body is completely different. My husband is amazing. He tells me I'm beautiful every day. But there was a time where he was like, I'm afraid I'm going to hurt you or break you if I touch you, you know? And just going through that was very, very difficult. So it's just navigating that too. You feel different and people feel differently about you. Keep advocating for yourself. To get a diagnosis and beyond. For me, I'm always fighting insurance companies and disability and the system and all these things. So, and a big thing for me was I always had trouble asking for help. You will need help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. The people around you want to help you. Let them do it. You will need it. No one can navigate cancer alone. Support is everything. Don't give up hope, because you don't know what's going to happen. And life can even be better after cancer.